Maybe we should just call these videos here on the new year meditations on behavior change. But in the other video that I did talking about behavior change, and I think I may have touched on some of how it's interesting how some of these basic things, just the basic sort of drives that we have, like eating, how difficult it can be to change those habits or to alter them or do without or whatever. And I think one nugget that I failed to mention that I find maybe morbidly fascinating is how that, as humans, we will, we can, for instance, let's say someone has a very serious disease that probably is going to be fatal unless they change their diet immediately and substantially. That person is potentially not going to make that change. They're potentially going to continue drinking soda, eating fast food, even though they know that in order to survive this illness, they may very well have to change their diet if they want to have a chance at surviving this thing. They may not do that. And it's just interesting that you think, oh, changing what you eat, surely not so bad, right? But no, regardless, people with type 2 diabetes or whatever, I'm not an expert on diabetes, but, chugging down, continuing to chug down soda, or, just a myriad of things. And of course, for myself, I do some of the same thing. I know, I certainly make food choices that are not, not pristine, if you will. And so it's just fascinating to me that what we can know clearly that we should not be doing something, and yet many people, or even someone with a habit like smoking, let's say, and that your risk of lung cancer and things like that are massively increased by this habit, you may still not stop doing it. And I think that's really kind of the nature of addiction in general, right? Is that that if it's a healthy habit that we're just naturally do and we're compelled to do it, we don't call that addiction. Usually addiction kind of has a very negative connotation to it. So basically it's associated with things that are bad to do unless we're using it sort of in a casual sense. But that is the sort of, especially with things that you consume, it's really interesting how our physiology, I know there's also spiritual and social factors that go with it for sure. I'm not pretending it's just a physical thing. But it's so interesting how that our biology and our physiology is really a major player when it comes to our behavior. So yeah, it's just pretty interesting. Another interesting little tidbit is, speaking about, well, maybe I'll save that for another video. So, anyway, so maybe we need to stop and ask sometimes, what could I change in my biology? Is there a way I could change my physical environment or the my diet or whatever it is? Is there something I could change to get a better result? For instance, can I eat more fiber and therefore get better satiety signals from my gut and therefore not want to eat as much food? Could I change what I want? So anyway, those are my thoughts for today.